Hey guys, VT's out here, and today I am going to be doing a deck list on Blastoise Keldeo. So yeah, this is my first time doing this, and just to say, this is a skeleton list and nothing more. You could add in some more. I'll give you some advice on what you could add in, stuff like that. So yeah, let's get started. So the Pokemon line is pretty simple for the basics. It's 4 Squirtle, 3 Blastoise, 2 Keldeo EX, and 2 Mewtwo EX, which is 11. 11 Pokemon total. And as for the trainers, you will have 4 Professor Juniper, 4 N, 2 Bianca, 2 Skyla. So those are the basic supporters you'll need. Like they're basically excuse me there. They're basically like staples in a deck. I'll get more into them when I talk about them more later on. 3 Ultra Ball, 1 Computer Search, new A spec that came out in Boundary Crossed. 4 Rare Candy, 4 Pokemon Catcher, 2 Super Scoop Up, and 2 Energy Retrieval. 28 cards in all. Then we have pretty simple the water energies, just 14. Which is pretty good. So first, I want to talk about one of the main Pokemon in this deck, Keldeo EX. So first of all, when you look at it, it has really nice art. It has nice HP, 170. It has a nice weakness, Grass, which isn't played that much. No resistance and a retreat cost of 2. Since it is a Pokemon EX, when it is knocked out, your opponent takes 2 prizes. So this Pokemon has an ability and a move. Only one move. The ability is Rush In. Once during your turn, before you attack, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may switch this Pokemon with your active Pokemon. So yeah, off the start, the ability is amazing. It takes off paralysis. Then you can still retreat, which is nice. It's a free switch, basically. So yeah, and the move is what makes it way more compatible with Blastoise. Is for 3 colorless energy. Secret Sword, it does 50 plus. Does 20 more damage for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. So basically, you can get turn 2 Blastoise and do, on turn 2, you can already do let's say 110, or maybe you could even do 130. Maybe you're lucky enough to do 150 on your second turn. So yeah, Keldeo EX is very nice. It looks like it's gonna be played. It's pretty good, and also Darker Hydreigon, which it breaks Paralysis Lock, which is really nice. So now let's move on to Blastoise Hollow, which was introduced in Boundary Cross as well. It is a hollow, rare, number 31 out of 149 cards. It's a stage 2, which is for this format at the moment. But stage 2s are coming back, baby. Woo! So it has a same with Keldeo, a weakness of Grass, but it has 140 HP and a retreat cost of 4, which is pretty big. But like I said, let's say the catcher Blastoise, but they don't knock it out, you can always just bring back Keldeo EX with its ability Rush In and problem solve. So yeah, the ability is Deluge. As often as you like during your turn, before you attack, you may attach a water energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon, which makes it amazing with Keldeo. So basically, you can attach as many water energies a turn, not just one energy, but as many energies as you want per turn. So you could attach like 5 if you want in one turn. You could do like 3 if you want, or maybe you can only attach 2 or something, which makes it amazing. And Hydro Pump, it's not that great, but it does kill those annoying Sigilyphs if you don't run anything else. For 4 colorless, it does Hydro Pump, 60 plus. Does 10 damage for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. which is pretty good. It's kind of like Keldeo, but at the same time, it's not. It takes 1 more energy to attack. It does 60 as its base attack, unlike Keldeo does 50. But this Blastoise only does 10 more, not 20 more. So at the same time, yeah, a better choice to run, which you don't have to run. What I gave you guys was just a skeleton list, like I said. But another card you could put in there is the Keldeo Hollow, which is really good. It's like really playable for knocking out Sid, and that's mostly what it's do. That's mostly what it's for, actually, because for 3 colas it does a Hydro Pump 60 plus. Does 10 more damage for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. So you attach 3 energies to the Hollow Keldeo, and it does 90. Perfect. It's a 1-hit KO on those pesky Sigilyphs. Just, they're annoying. And yeah, that's another card you could add in. So then another one that should be in every single deck list mostly is Computer Search. So it's an A spec, which means you can only run 1 in your deck. And no, if you guys are thinking, oh, I can run 1 Computer Search, 1 Gold Potion, and like 1 Scramble Switch was coming out in our next set, no, you can't. You can only run 1 A spec total. That's it, just 1. So Computer Search is the best way to go because you discard 2 cards from your hand, and if you can't discard 2 cards from your hand, you can't play the card. Search your deck for a card and put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. So that card is really nice to bring out major stuff, like you could bring out Blastoise, you could bring out Rare Candy. Hey, if you need an energy to knock out, like let's say an EX, you could do it. Yeah, so it's pretty good. So now we're going on to a newer supporter that most of you guys may not know. It's one of the newer supporters, Skyla. So it's search your deck for a trainer card, reveal it, and put it in your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. So the pros of this card is can search up for Catcher to knock out something that's really annoying. You could search out for Super Scoop Up, which is also a card that you could tack in. Let's see. I already said Catcher. This is a good thing. You can use Skyla to bring out an A spec that you can only run 1 in your deck. So you could bring out Computer Search, which is really nice. And just the cons of this card is it just takes up your supporter for the turn, which is the only really bad thing of Skyla. But it's just really helpful. It brings out Eviolites, Energy Retrievals, Ultra Balls. It even brings out another supporter if you're that desperate for it for next turn. So now we can talk about Mewtwo. Mewtwo can actually be counted as a tech in this deck, but in the end, it's a staple. The reason it's a staple, or at least it should be a staple in any deck relying on Blastoise, is that the attackers you play in Blastoise require a lot in energies. And there's nothing better against attackers with a lot of energies than Mewtwo, of course. Because if your opponent puts down a Mewtwo, and let's say your Keldeo has like 8 energies on it, it's gone. So basically what you'll need to do is basically try to Super Scoop Up or something, put down the Mewtwo, and just try to attack it before they even touch you. It's also good to notice that Blastoise can very quickly make your Mewtwo EX really strong in an instant. And your Mewtwo can become a lot deadlier than your Keldeos, to be honest. But loading a lot of energies on your Mewtwo EX is always risky because your opponent can just top deck a Mewtwo, or maybe he's just saving a Mewtwo in his hand. Put down the Mewtwo, retreat, put Mewtwo active, and then just DC and knock out, and you lose most of your energies. So yeah, that's one big thing that really hurts. So yeah, also now let's talk about Tekken cards. Tekken cards can involve by Kyurem from Noble Victories, which is good for its Glaciate. It spreads out 30 damage to your opponent's Pokemon, which is very nice. So you won't have to put as many energies onto Keldeo to get those one-hit KOs. Kyurem just can start putting on damage from the beginning. Another one is Kyurem EX. I don't really recommend it just because it's not that great, so I won't be talking about it right now. But one that is pretty good is a Buffalant that just came out in Dragons Exalted in August. The reason it's good is because its move for 3 colorless does 60 plus 120 if it's an EX. So it puts a lot of damage on it. So it's pretty nice. And it has 100 HP, which is nice as well. And it's a basic. We love basics in this format. So the ability that I also want to talk about is Boofer. Any damage done to Buffalant by attacks is reduced by 20 after applying weakness and resistance. So basically, you put on Eviolite and it won't be harmed. Well, it'll be harmed 20. Yeah, only 20 from Landorus. From its Hammerhead. I think Hammerhead, and it only does 20, which is really good since its weakness is biting, of course, which is just amazing. And it also knocks down like doesn't take the damage from those Dynamos, which are a pain. The one that paralyzes you. Oh, I hate those. Dinos, and just all those little basic Pokemon that do like a couple damage, like the Dino Guard Press. Just like those. Another one which is pretty good as well, but also it's kind of risky since Eels is still in our format. Is Kyogre EX. Kyogre EX is an EX Pokemon, as of course it's obvious. And of course your opponent takes 2 prizes when it gets knocked out. And its first move is, let me look at it really fast. It's Smash Turn. For a water and a colorless, it does 30. You may switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. That's not the attack I want to talk about, though. The attack I want to talk about is Dual Splash. For 2 waters and a colorless, it does 50 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon, which is excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm kind of sick, guys. So yeah, it's pretty good. It knocks out those eels, not eels, Dynamos. It one hits it, so it's pretty good. And its weakness is lightning, like I said, not good. It has a retreat cost of 4, but with Keldeo out there, that's not that much of a problem. It has also 170 HP, which that's the biggest downside of it. That's like the only downside I can think of it right now, and it's just like it only does 50 to 2. If it was 50 to like every bench, that would be nice. So yeah, so basically, that's all I want to talk about right now. Also other cards that you could add in. You guys could add in like 1 extra Mewtwo, 1 extra Keldeo, so 3 of those. If you want to take out, I prefer, I like running 4 Squirtle, 3 Blastoise instead of 3, 1, 3. It's just more consistent, especially since you have Skyla and you are running 4 rare candies, so you could just forget about the Wartortle. And also remember there's Kyurem, Bouffalant, which are pretty nice. And for trainers that you could trainer supporters you could add in, Tool Scrapper's a nice one. You could add in like a couple more scoop ups, energy retrievals, maybe one more Ultra Ball if you like, and then 14 water energies are enough, but maybe you'll like to add in a couple of DCs or something, just so you could get like a first turn 40 damage or something like that. So yeah, my conclusion is that I believe Blastoise variants will get fairly popular in the upcoming city championships, but it's already started. I'm not sure how many wins. They'll be in the description. However, I wouldn't say Blastoise is tier 1 variant, but it'll be pretty big at cities. I think it's more like a tier 1.5. And the success of Blastoise is connected to the popularity of Landorus EX, since Landorus has the weakness. The more popular Landorus EX is, the better Blastoise variants will be, to be honest. And that's why I think that Blastoise won't see its peak just yet. But after Ether is released, and then Landorus is gonna become pretty serious, because it's gonna have the contender, I can't say that word right now, for the spot for BDIF. The golden age of Blastoise is yet to come, guys. But the deck is fun, and it brings some changes for the metagame. Not to mention it's a stage 2 deck, which is still a rare breed in the current format. Cities and international regionals will start soon. So the question is your deck Blastoise proof? Feel free to comment anything, and thanks for watching, guys.